Hi, friends. Welcome in. I am Julie Maxon, the Maine Stamper. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I am here for your Monday night entertainment and weekly card class from Maine. First of all, I want to say that I was not entertained for the last 5 minutes trying to get my computer equipment, my phone, everything working properly. I actually did a test at about 7 o'clock tonight. In case you saw that, I haven't deleted it yet. And still having problems with my laptop and OBS. And so I thought, you know what, I got a brand new phone. Also last week after my, oh, okay, let's talk for a second. Hi, I'm going to wait till somebody jumps on and says I'm good. I dropped my phone last week after I had Monday night problems with the computer. Hi, Jess. Thanks for saying hi. Dropped my phone last week and broke it, so I had to get a new phone. So now I have a new phone, which is really nice, right? Maybe I needed an upgrade. I don't, apparently I did. So I have a new phone and it actually connects to my computer and my OBS and everything automatically. Like this, I am not a tech person. So, I would love to be techie, but I don't know. It frustrates me. So here I am. Hi, Patty. And, so I'm on my phone now instead of my laptop. My laptop is still down here. I'm still using it because it's still connected to my webcam, which is over my workspace, which is where we have our card class. So last week I apologized because I couldn't even talk to you like face to face. I only had my workspace available at the time. Now this is really weird to me because I'm looking at my camera, but I don't see what's going on. So hopefully it's all going on well. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm trying to see that it's all going well. So I see some comments here. I see Tammy on here too. Hi, Barbara. So I know you guys are super excited. Happy Labor Day. First of all, today's Labor Day in the United States. It was a nice 3-day weekend. I spent some of it laboring at home. And by laboring at home, basically I was cleaning out my craft room. So I did kind of an overhaul, which means I can't find anything, which means I still have messes. It's that situation, but there is some good that came out of it. So I hope you guys had a good weekend too. You enjoyed a long weekend if you had the availability to have such a thing. Okay, so now that I've chit-chatted, we're going to go over a few things today. I am super excited about this week. Stampin' Up is going to be releasing their fall mini catalog, online exclusives, new kits for September, and oh yeah, I'm doing a drawing tonight. I hope you guys are super excited about that. During the month of August, every $50 increment you ordered with me in my online stamping store, you got a raffle ticket to my drawing, and I'm so excited. I actually have more people to put into my raffle basket tonight, and then we're going to draw that. Now, that drawing is good for a $100 shopping spree in my online stamping store. So whoever wins, I will be connecting with you, and you're going to let me know in the month of September what wonderful products you would like to get for free, up to $100. Now, if you go over, that's fine. We can work that out too. I don't have a problem with that, but you do get $100 in product for free. All right. So now that I've got a few friends on here, I'm so excited. And the tech hopefully is working because the tech is always an issue with me. Yes, and it looks different and it looks dark and all those things, but that's okay because you can see me, you can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, we're going to switch over to my workspace now. The usual. Okay, this is the normal part right here. All right, so we are on the usual part. Please continue to hi as you jump on. I don't always see your comments, but I do like to read through them and check them all out. Okay, so hopefully this is good. We have the workspace. We have the $100, the fake money real shopping spree going on. I was really excited to share that fake dollars with you. So this again is our winners for the raffle. And that's why you're all here tonight. You're not here to see a card class. You're here to see who wins a $100 raffle prize of the whole, like, get yourself into the drawing here. I got some tickets in here. All right, this is the tickets that have been in here previously. We're going to add some more because I had some shopping friends this week. Carolyn K is getting 2 tickets. Linda B is getting 2 tickets. Sherry S is getting 2 tickets. You guys loved last week's class, and I love that you loved it. Linda McC, you're getting 2 tickets. Janice H is getting 2 tickets. Donna M, birthday girl. We're going to talk about birthdays here in a minute, too. Birthday girl did a shopping spree, 20% off for her birthday order. She still gets 4 tickets. Kim S gets 2 tickets. Sandra J gets 2 tickets. Denise O gets 2 tickets. And Lori H gets 1, 2, 3, 4 tickets. So there's everybody's tickets. They're all in here now. All right, cool. So I'm going to mix them up a little bit. Mixing them up. All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do something a little bit different. They're all sitting right in there. I'm going to transition my camera back over to me. I'm going to grab my basket because it's right here. Okay, here's the basket. Here's all my tickets inside said basket. The raffle tickets, I'm going to mix them up here for a minute because I have to draw one person and I can only draw one person because that's the rules. I made the rules up. I'm the rule maker. I am the game queen. I love playing games and doing fun things. So I hope you guys had a really good time getting into this raffle. All right, so I'm about to draw this. Let me just check comments real quick. And then we're going to draw this. And then we're going to do our class because we have a lot to do tonight. Okay, this class is all about squirrels too, by the way. Okay, so I don't see any new comments here. Oh, just as you can see and hear me, that was from a little bit ago. All right, here we go. This is for $100 shopping spree in the month of September in my online store. I'm going to pick one winner. I'm shuffling them around, but I'm also not looking. So I'm really excited about this. Oh my gosh, you guys, are you ready? All right, I'm reaching in. I have one ticket in my hand. I have one ticket. It belongs to Cindy Fish. So Cindy Fish, you are the grand prize raffle winner. $100 to you. Let's all say congratulations to Cindy. I'm so excited for you, Cindy. So Cindy, we'll be in touch and we'll be talking about what you'd like to get during the month of September. And the month of September is a great time to shop because all the things, right? The mini catalog and all the good stuff. So if you guys are still hanging out with me, I'm looking to see any new comments, but I don't see them. So hopefully we're all excited for Cindy and oh, there we go. Congratulations. Yay. Okay. I see some congrats now. That's awesome. I know there's a lag here, with the Facebook as well. So there we go. There is our raffle drawing. That was a lot of fun. I had a really good time with that one. But we're going to play more games ahead. There's more prizes. Everyone who ordered, even if you didn't get chosen for the $100 shopping spree, you're all going to be receiving from me a special card recipe PDF exclusive to you. No one else is getting it. So be on the lookout for that this week as well. All right, let's get back over. The Sweet Summer Send-Off celebration was a success. We have officially said summer is now over. Okay, let's talk again a little bit about what else we got going on. Hey, birthday friends in September. I know a couple people that have September birthdays. So if you have a birthday in September and you would like to celebrate with me, 20% off your Stampin' Up! Birthday month order. You have all month long. This is like in a little sleeve, so it might be like jarring to you, but there we go. So you can celebrate with cake, cupcakes, pie, or a Stampin' Up! Order, which is awesome because then you get like a good discount. Okay, let's talk real quickly about a couple more things and then we're going to jump into our class. September product share. I had the deadline for today, but I'm probably going to extend it about a week out or so. I didn't talk about it very much. I have a mini catalog share. It's all about 6x6 DSP. They come in clear cello bags. You're getting fronts and backs of all of the new DSP. Oh, and the glimmer paper and the fancy papers. Some of them have ephemera papers with them. So you're just seeing like a selection here. Ooh, this is the velvet paper. This is thick. There's 3 different colors of the velvet paper. And then there's also, if you want to do an add-on, this is the add-on. This is the July paper, DSP paper. That's an add-on. And when you add that on, you get a gift. And then when you add on the ribbon share with the paper share, you also get a gift. I am missing a pack of paper here. So that's not all of them. But one of the gifts is a pack of brand new embellishments. That's one of the freebies that I'm giving you. Oh, there's like, this is how your ephemera will come. I will pop it out. I will put it in little zippy bags for you. So nothing comes mumbly jumbly. And then there's like a free gift that includes cards and envelopes, some ephemera. So you're getting 3 sheets of ephemera. You're getting the cards and envelopes, the memories and more. These are the cards and envelopes. So I didn't do an unboxing video, so you probably haven't seen all of these things yet, but there's lots of things coming your way with the paper share. So if you've signed up, I have not sent out any invoices yet, but don't worry. I'm still going to get all your papers to you. Okay. So don't worry about that. But paper share is a thing. There's add-ons. You can get extras, and you can get free stuff because I like to give you stuff, free stuff. All right. The last thing we're going to talk about is something new to me. So if you were paying attention or if you didn't pay attention, that's okay too. I ended my card maker club as it was, and I'm starting something new in September. So kind of a fresh start, and it feels good to start fresh. This is going to be called the Card Kit of the Month. So in September, every month, on the 1st of the month, I'm going to announce the Card Kit of the Month. It's going to feature a bundle. So anything that I use the bundle for in the card kit, you would have to substitute in your own products or use the bundle if you have it. In September, we're going to be using the Gathering Together bundle. So I'm just going to kind of preview that with you. Gathering moments, I should say. There's a lot of product called Gathering. Some of it's together and some of it's moments. This is the Gathering Moments Cling Stamp Set. I want to just mention that cling stamp sets are going away. If you have your eye on any cling stamp sets in the new catalog or online exclusives, order them early because if they sell out, they may not come back ever again. So cling stamp sets are leaving the building. So this is a red rubber cling stamp set. And these are the dies that go with them now. Leaves, right? Let's talk about leaves and how much we love them. I have a love affair with fall leaves. If you don't want to get this bundle to work with this card kit, you don't have to. You can swap in any leaves that you have. I'm sure you have some leaf stamps and dies or any sentiments, but I am using this one. So as you see the kit, you're going to know exactly how that goes about. And then you're also getting just this Gathering Together specialty DSP. So it's kind of like front and back. You're getting 6x6 sheets front and back. So you can see here, this is all the paper that you'll be getting. Now you're in charge of cutting your own paper with the card kits. So you're making 4 card kits, 1 each of 4 designs. This is a paper, is absolutely gorgeous. It is specialty paper. So it's got that gold, the shiny in it. Super foily and fun. So you're getting a 1/4 pack of DSP, and you're also getting with your card kit a pack of the Cajun Craze and Gold Dots. Now this is geared toward, maybe you don't want to buy a lot of product, but you sure would like to make a card kit, have something fun come in the mail from me. So if that is you, you're only getting a little bit of product, mostly focusing on card kits. So I'm going to show you the cards real quickly and then we're going to move on. So you're getting some gold. I'm sorry, this is copper. This is new in the catalog too. Copper. There's the Gather stamp set with some of those little leaves from the stamp set done in Misty Moonlight. And then we've got the big leaf die right here in this card. So you can see the fun things. Everything that's embossed and die cut for you is good to go. You're getting some extra dies in your kit. I do give you some extras as well. And then we've got this card. And then we've got this card right here. So these are the 4 card kits. You can see that I like to add a lot of things to the card kits. So there's a lot of things in them. If you're interested in getting the set of 4 cards at home to assemble and stamp with whatever product you want, plus you're getting a little paper and an embellishment. This all comes to you. You have until the 15th of September to sign up for this. I will be giving a link soon. I didn't get a QR code in this. I will be sharing a link by email. You'll see it on my social media as well. It's $30. That includes the product, the kit, and the shipping. And that is my new card kit of the month. And I forgot to mention, you also are getting an exclusive PDF one-fold card recipe using the same bundle. So it's going to be using the same bundle, but it's going to give you something more that you can do at home. It's kind of like a bonus. And there'll be little surprises in too, because I love to add little surprises in. I did that with Card Maker Club as well. So there we go. Hi, Corey. Sandra Johnson, you're on here. That's so awesome. Okay, I just wanted to peek to see who else was hanging out with me tonight. Okay, friends, this is the Fluffy Squirrel card class. And if you like squirrels, you're good. And if you don't like squirrels, you're even better, because my card classes are so simple to swap in the themed objects. And we're going to talk about that as we go tonight. In case you're like, I'm not really interested in squirrels. Why did I jump onto the squirrel wagon first? First of all, it's really cute. It is in the mini catalog. This catalog goes live on September 3rd, which I believe is Wednesday. This is the back of the catalog. I can't open it with you online until it goes live, so we're going to just put that away. The Fluffy Squirrel Bundle is in that catalog. This is a photopolymer stamp set. So you're going to see here, and I'll kind of like turn that a little bit so you can see better. Squirrels, and this is 2-step stamping. Photopolymer with 2-step stamping, super easy to do. We're going to be doing that tonight. You've got a little background stamp here. You've got 3 sentiments. They are kind of interesting, right? Go nuts, it's your birthday, because obviously squirrels. I love puns. Can't wait to see you again. And may you gather happiness. This one's my favorite. May you gather happiness. This would work with a lot of different things as well. You've got a tiny little flower, a present, an acorn, and then a little tiny tree stump here on the bottom. Now, I have used every stamp in this set for tonight's class except for one. And I'm going to let you think about that for a little bit. But before we jump into that, we're going to talk about the punch. There's a builder punch. You can buy the punch separately if you want to, but you would really want both. The punch will punch out an image, but only one image. It's going to punch out the bigger squirrel. And then there's the smaller squirrel with 2 ears. So the punch is good for the 1-eared squirrel. That's how I want you to remember it. 1 punch, 1-eared squirrel. Okay, that's how that works. The two-eared squirrel is a stamp on something and maybe die cut it, fussy cut it, leave it on your paper, all kinds of good stuff like that. Two different sizes. We'll talk about that a little bit as we go too. The punch will do the squirrel and the acorn. Super fun. Okay, so let's do a little throwback to Resourceful Rusty. Now, there was great debate. This was a recent Stampin' Up! Item, whether this was a squirrel or a chipmunk or people. There was debate, and I can't remember what other critter people thought this could be. Now, this is very cartoonish, as you can see here, right? Rusty was a little bit like, an angry guy. Like you can see he's got some anger there. Now, the Fluffy Squirrel is more realistic for a squirrel. So depending on what you're looking for in squirrel, right? You can no longer get Resourceful Rusty. That one has retired, but Fluffy Squirrel is now available. And I wanted to just kind of show you Fluffy Squirrel. Fluffy Squirrel card class, when you order $50 with me, you're getting 4 card kits and nothing screams squirrel like purple. I just want to say every card kit that includes a squirrel should have purple in it. So your first card kit is actually purple. And then we have Pretty Peacock. These are so squirrely. What great colors for squirrels. We've got some gray granite, and then we get into a little bit of copper and white. So these are your card kits. You're going to have some different brand new sneak peeks of die cuts that you have not seen yet. This one, when we get to this card, I love that one so much. I'm super excited about it. You're gonna have to wait till the end for that one now, kids. All right, so these are the cards. This is the order that we're doing them in. You're gonna get these at home, and you also earn your 10% in Stampin' Rewards. And this offer for this class is good through Saturday, September 6th. And then next week we'll turn around. We're gonna do a whole new class with more new product from the mini catalog or the online exclusives. I haven't decided yet. All right, so let's get going on card number 1. We're going to do a fun purple card because all cards, again, with squirrels should be in purple. So here's our purple squirrel card, and this is kind of a girl squirrel card. In case you were wondering, squirrels come in lots of colors. So I don't know what colors you're thinking about. Like I gravitated toward brown at first, of course, right? But there's gray squirrels and there's red squirrels. So we have options to kind of change up the colors of our squirrels to get some different looks with them. Now this one is the two-eared squirrel. And if you're paying attention in class earlier, two-eared squirrel does not work with the punch. Okay. And little squirrels holding the flower. And isn't this the cutest little card? May you gather happiness. This card screams happy. Like, I think this is a super sweet, happy card. I absolutely adore this one. And this is what's coming in your kit. Lots of good things from me to you. Okay, we're doing a Petunia Pop base. We've got some Smoky Slate just to kind of keep some neutral in here, which works with our squirrel really nicely. So we're pulling the gray into our card kit by using a gray squirrel as well. Now you're getting Spotlight on Nature, circle die. You're getting a punched, this is a 2 3/8 inch circle punch, little stylish shaped banner, some eyelet embossed two-tone cardstock. You can see the dark. This is actually Blackberry Bliss. And then this is the light. And I prefer the lighter side. It's more like Berry Burst, which is interesting. So, and then another banner. You're getting 2 banners. I forgot you're getting 2 banners. We're double bannering. And some beautiful Petunia Pop iridescent specialty ribbon. So pretty. Now, there's not a lot happening that's difficult on my card kits this week. Like super easy, squirrel, you stamp, you punch, you go, right? Now, however, if you don't want to do a squirrel, you can put this whole thing together and you could put a flower on here. You could put another little critter on here. You could make this your sentiment if you want to. There's lots of things you could do here besides a squirrel. So don't be anti-squirrel, right? Don't be anti-card kit, I should say. You can do squirrel or other. So let's go ahead and put this together, and I'm just going to add all of my layers together. Oh, look, and if you wanted to really do something different, you could just switch it up and have something more green in nature. This is really pretty. This is from the Thankful Garden DSP. I like pulling out my DSP that I've had on hand for a while and just seeing what I feel like working with, what screams squirrel to me. And today, this purple print right here, for whatever reason, this purple print was like squirrel, and I went with it. Here we go. All right, we're going to just make sure we know which way we are opening. It doesn't really matter with the print direction on this card, but there are some that it will very much matter. So there we go. We've got our first few layers down. We're going to two-tone cardstock. There's a lighter side and there's a darker side. So you can choose whichever one you want. Now, I've already put the lighter side up on both because I really like the lighter side. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the lighter side. Sometimes it's really hard to tell on the camera if there is really a color difference between the light and the dark. But when it's in person, when you have this at home, you're going to see the color difference. And you may be wondering why I'm using so much two-tone cardstock lately. First of all, amazing. I needed it in my life and I didn't even know it. It was one of those products that I'm just like, wow, this is awesome. It's lighter weight than regular cardstock. It's thicker than designer series paper, so you can still do some good stuff with it. And it's really not very expensive. So I'm thinking it's going to save on shipping costs when we have to put postage on our cards and mail them, right? Because I like layers. And I'm not going to stop making layers, but if I can make them a little bit lighter and make them a little bit less expensively, I am for it. Okay, so here's the bones of your card kit right here. This is going to go on kind of like this. I'm just sharing with you how this all works. And then you would put a little bow over here. And then what would we like to stamp in the middle? Today we're stamping squirrels. So we're going to start with our two-eared squirrel. And I'm going to bring him out. So we've got two-step stamping. And this is the one-eared squirrel. So let's just look at this real quick. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I think you can see on the outlines on my desk. So there is one-eared squirrel right here on the left. No, you guys can't see that far down. Let me adjust accordingly. Here we go. One-eared squirrel. This is you can see it's just kind of a full image. So this is going to be the filler. And this one right here where you can see the lines, this is the outline. So if you see the lines outline, this is our two-eared squirrel. And if I put them side by side, you can see there's a little bit difference of size here. So two-eared squirrel's a little bit smaller. So let me put one-eared squirrel away because he's coming back out later to play. We're going to start with two-eared squirrel. No, I forgot to tell you what colors we're using for this one. So let me look. We're probably going to use Blackberry Bliss. And, oh yeah, we're going to use Petunia Pop. Totally skipped a step already. This one and then this one. These are the colors. Okay, so here we go. I skipped a step, but I'm going to go back through and we're going to be dangerous about it. Blackberry Bliss, Petunia Pop, Basic Gray, Smoky Slate. I love a gray and purple palette. I'm not sure about you, but super cute. We're going to kind of go back through and do those I swirled. I'm totally swirling today, by the way. I think anytime you have a 3D weekend, you have the ability to be a squirrel. Okay, so this is Basic Gray as I scroll away. This is our little guy right here, which seems like it's going to be ginormous, but it's all going to work. Okay, so we're stamping him right into her. This is a girl squirrel. If you remember, we talked about girl squirrel. Girl squirrel's going right into the circle here, and how cute. Now, you could color this in if you are a fan of the coloring parts. Let me grab out my chamois because we are reusing squirrels all night tonight. We got a lot of swirling going on here today. All right, so let's put the basic gray away. Oh, no, let's not. Let's leave basic gray out. I'm going to say squirrel moment every moment I have a squirrel moment. This is a teeny tiny flower and photopolymer. We are going to line it up with little squirrel paw right here. So we're going to just kind of focus on the paw and then don't put it into the little squirrel's face too much, right? Like it needs to come out just a little bit. Otherwise it might be like just overlapping the nose and so on. So how cute is that? Oh my gosh. I love the flower part of this. Okay, now we're done with basic gray. We're going to put this away. We're going to bring in Smoky Slate and we're going to do our best attempt at two-step stamping. So this goes in here just like this, and I'm not going to stamp off or anything. I'm going to line this up over top of my image, and my focus is the eyeball. If you can circle that eye, and just you can see where the eye would go, you're pretty much guaranteed to do some halfway decent two-step stamping. Now, if it's off a little bit, that's all good too. It's kind of like line art. You can see here that this is super dark right now, but when it dries, it's going to be that. Isn't that cool that it's going to lighten up that much when the ink is no longer wet? I find that fascinating. It doesn't always happen that way. Some inks tend to do that more so than others. Okay, now we're going to do our coloring. So hold tight, kids, because we have so much to color on this card. It's going to be so tedious. And I'm just kidding with you, right? By the way, this is my kind of coloring. We're going to color the petals in Petunia Pop. There's 4 of them. Okay, we're done. Now we're going to color the top of the flower. I got lemon lolly. I chose light colors. Now, if you wanted to, you could go a little bit darker, but there we go. Step 2. And now, lastly, we're going to color this ginormous leaf right here. And I chose light greeny apple green. There we go. It is colored. That is my kind of coloring. Just enough that it gives a little splash of color, but certainly not enough to take up your entire thing. There we go. All right, we're going to put this on our circle. This comes to you already die cut. How cool is that? And it fits super nicely. It gives us that cute little border all the way around. So the best part about circles is it doesn't matter, you know, if it's upside down, right side up, crooked, what have you. Circles are so forgiving. Just, obviously want to center that. Okay, so here's a step I forgot earlier. I grabbed Petunia Pop out and I actually darkened down the embossed two-tone cardstock. So when you emboss two-tone cardstock, it cracks a little bit because there's a white core inside. So you can see a little bit of white there. And sometimes that's cool. And sometimes it's like, I don't know if I like it. So I meant to do this before I put this on the card. So I'm going to try to really stay in the lines here and not go off because I don't want to ink down my smoky slate as well. But we're just going to add a little bit here. We're not going to go crazy. I'm using a big blending brush, probably a little one or a dauber might be better. But you get the idea right there. See? You can see that it's darker in some of the areas there. And that's what I meant to do with Petunia Pop. Now this two-tone cardstock is Blackberry Bliss, but I chose the lighter side, and Petunia Pop covers it just nicely so that we can get that pinky, purpley color back into it. Okay, the last thing we're going to stamp for this card is our banner here, and I'm bringing in Blackberry Bliss. And my favorite stamps from my stamp sentiment from this set, May You Gather Happiness. I really love this one. This is like my favorite one. All right, so this is just going to go right here on the center of the banner. And you can see right through those photopolymer are nice for that. And there we go. We've got our sentiment on there. We're going to glue this one together. And we're going to finish up this card. This is how quick this goes together. Now, I still do not have dimensionals in my craft room. In fact, I think I have fewer dimensionals ever than before. I don't know. I think the UPS man is bringing me a box or two tomorrow. And I'm sure there's going to be dimensionals. And then there will be much rejoicing in the state of Maine while I'm so excited to get my dimensionals back into my life. So yeah, I did some things flat here. I have to look sometimes because I forget. So instead of putting now I probably would put dimensionals on this normally, but again, those are things. Sometimes we run out, right? So it's just okay. We're going to put some things flat today. So I put that over there so that I could put my sentiment piece on. I was talking, but I meant to say that this just glues behind this one. You can see it like so. And I do have a few of these little mini dimensionals locked, and I don't have a lot. And I meant to grab some more minis before I actually went live, and I forgot to do that too. So seeing as how I can't remember where I put them, we may be our squirrels may be a little flatter tonight after this class because they may not quite get the lifts that they wanted. Okay, so mini dimensional papers are not fun, but here we go. We're going to put this on right over here. We're going to bring this kind of this way, off to the side a little bit so that we don't cover up too much of our squirrel. Our girl squirrel, and then I'm going to bring in some tear and tape for the bow. So you're getting your ribbon in the card kit unbowed. It is up to you to bow it or do whatever you like with it. This is fun iridescent ribbon, by the way. Let's turn that around a little bit, put a little bit of tape on the back, peel it off here, and then we're going to pop this out. Now, I've chosen some Charming Day dots because they come in Petunia Pop. And I'm going to grab those in just a second, as soon as I get done arguing with this tear and tape. Ha! Okay, here we go. It's coming on. It's coming on right over here. I'm going to just wrap my ribbon a little bit. There we go. It's so cute. Squirrel. So cute. Girl squirrel. I hope you guys are liking purpley girl squirrel. I know that I have quite a few fans that appreciate purple. So I hope that purple was the first color you thought of when I said I'm going to do a card class about squirrels, and you said purple, please. I hear you. I hear you. All right, so these are the Charming Day dots. And just flop right off the paper, and we're going to bring these up here. We'll put a couple of them up here. All right, there we go. There's a little triangle of Charming Day dots. Aren't those cute? Okay, card number 1 is in the books. It's a squirrel. It's cute, by the way. I think it's a really cute card. So it just goes to show you that the squirrel does not always have to be masculine. It doesn't have to be, always like nature colors. Hi, Lori. Lori loves it. It's purple, Lori. That's why you love it. Jess says, we had a squirrel we named Nutsy when we moved in years ago. He's always clawing at the siding door. Now we have teenage squirrel, according to Allison, and he is Nutsy Jr. That is super cute. Oh my gosh. Jess, I love the fun facts. I love to read your fun facts. Okay, here's a fun fact for anybody that's listening. So when Frank and I first got married, and we adopted a cat from the animal shelter. We lived in Ohio at the time. We named our cat Squirrel. So it was a gray cat. She was a gray kitty, and her name was Squirrel, and we called her Squirrely. And she was a sweet girl. So there is a fun fact about a cat named Squirrel. All right, now here's another fun fact. We're moving on to card number 2, and I want to share with you. This is so cool. I want to share with you that I am often inspired by you. All right, here's the card kit. Here's my inspiration. Okay, so Janice, if you're watching, you may recognize this card. So Janice actually sent me this card. Now, this is not a Stampin' Up! Stamp, but how cute is it? The squirrel is balancing acorns, 3 of them, on its head. Loved the layout, loved everything about this card. So this is a card from Janice. She sent this to me. Oh my gosh, I have to show you the inside really quick. Some days you eat salads and go to the gym. Some days you eat cupcakes and refuse to put on pants. Isn't that cute? I love it. So it's called Balance. Really cute stamp set that Janice had. So anyway, I use this card as my inspiration for our squirrel card that we're going to be putting together next. So here is my inspiration. So I'm going to kind of hold them up side by side so you can kind of see. Now, of course, it's changed quite a bit, but I took into account the paper angles, right? And I didn't have the oval here. So, and my squirrel is coming this way. We're going to be using the punch, but I like the idea of the squirrel balancing acorns on its head. So here is the acorns balancing. And this one goes really well with Go Nuts, It's Your Birthday. I feel like the squirrel with nuts on its head is definitely calling for something a little bit nuttier than normal. So here we go. We've got the next card kit. And we're using Pretty Peacock. We've got a little bit of crumb cake. New embossing folder alert. I meant to show you all the things, right? This is going to be our timeout pause. Let's talk about the things we're using in our class tonight. I'm using Spotlight and Nature dies, which you saw on card 1. Stylish Shapes dies, you saw that on card 1 also. Ooh, look at this. Peace on Earth dies. These are nesting dies. This is a new set that will be coming in the mini catalog. So I'm also using this branch as well as the label dies here. So the things you see in the magnet sheet is what's going to be in your card kits. This one I'm so excited about. This is called Branching Out dies. You're getting all of these die images. These are your labels and your card kits tonight, but check it out. I love nesting, like nesting dies are my favorite. And anything that has green, leafy, spriggy, this is like, they invented this for me. Stampin' Up! Made this for me, by the way, just so you know. This is in your card kit. I love it. We're using the eyelet embossing folder, the sunflower embossing folder, and then this is the new one. This is on this card, Gathering Leaves embossing folder. So you can kind of see here, if you put it this way, it actually has an orientation like this, where the leaves are kind of going up. We're using it in the horizontal position tonight instead of portrait. Yeah, that's correct. And then I've done this on crumb cake. So I just wanted to share with you. Okay, so they're brand new. So there's some brand new products, sneak peeks of things that are brand new. And I think we're going to bring in some colors in the pecan pie, crumb cake, early espresso. We might want a little bit of pretty peacock. I'm guessing here because you know what? I forgot to write down that I used. So let me just see. But we're also going to do some sponging. So I'm going to need to grab a sheet of scrap paper because it's going to get a little messy here. So we're going to start with crumb cake, ink, and we're going to change up some of the look here of our embossed piece. Now, whenever you add a little bit of ink to your embossed images, it really brings those embossed images to life as well because it darkens down, it accents, and it just makes it look super awesome. Like you're a genius with paper and ink. So make sure you're doing this as well. Like it's something that just provides wow. It's not hard. And if you don't feel like you're doing it well, then keep practicing because that's all you got to do is practice. And just because you think maybe you aren't doing it well, that doesn't mean that you aren't. You might be doing it really well and you're just being too critical of yourself. So there we go. Look at how cute that is. I really like this embossing folder. It's probably one of my new favorites, which is exciting. All right, so this is going to come down here on your card base. Again, we're doing the landscape version. Probably should close this before, I go nuts and make messes. There we go. All right, we're going to put this right onto our card base, just like so. Layer 1. I love these colors together. These are beautiful fall colors. I know that peacock maybe isn't really necessarily fall color, but I feel like it sure could be. All right, let me move this down a little bit. I'm looking up to see what you guys can see, and I see that maybe you can't see everything that I'm doing. This, just kidding, squirrel, we're bringing this back in. We just put that away, but now it's coming back. We're going to bring in Pretty Peacock. And we're going to bring in that little like cross mark stamp that's in our set. And we're just going to do this. Now I'm going to share with you a quick and easy way to do this because you might be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to stamp this little tiny image right here 55 million times just to get this cool look right here on this paper. Well, here's what you're going to do. Instead of going across and then across this way, you should rotate your paper like this, up and down. And just this stamp will fit all the way across. So there you go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You only had to stamp it 10 times. Now, I realize that it doesn't meet end to end, and it doesn't have to. You can, if you want to. You can take your time and really try to focus. You'll probably get 10 and a half, 10 3/4. We're going to turn it this way on our card, and it still looks really cool. So that's a good way to use this little stamp right here. When you're not really sure sometimes, like, what do I do with some of these stamps in my stamp set? I like to try thinking of some cool ways and then sharing them with you so you can try it too. All right, so adhesive here, this is just coming across the bottom, just like so. It's going to come all the way across your embossed piece. How cute is that? Now you're getting some of this brand new. This is like my favorite sheet. I love plaid. There's no denying that I love plaid. And then of course, this is the opposite side. So again, if you wanted to do something different, you could use the opposite side. Mm-hmm. Here is your layering pieces right here. You've got 2-tone, so darker and lighter. I do like the darker on this one. I should probably put that up front because that's where that goes. Okay, so I'm just kind of looking here. What if we did switch this up? I didn't really think about this before. Maybe we should do it. Go nuts. We're going to do it. We're going to go nuts. We're going to put this. I love this plaid and I love this paper, but I guess we're going to go nuts here and we're going to do something different. So there we go. Live. My favorite thing to do is switch it. So we're going to put this on at an angle, and you can kind of go to the top here, to the bottom, almost to the top, almost to the bottom. If you're wondering like how much of an angle you're using. So it's pretty well explained by the size of the paper, right? Like you don't have too much guessing to do. You can't go too much further one way or the other, or you're going to be off. So there is our angle. Now, if you are someone that just like, I can't do straight lines, I love to do some classes where things are not straight. We don't have to be always like super straight on that. Hi, Pat. I see you popped on. It's good to see you here. We are going nuts today with the squirrel. Squirrely nuts. Okay, go nuts on your birthday. So this one, I'm going to just stamp this in early espresso. We're going to put this right onto our white layering piece. Now keep in mind, when you get your card kit, this one layers beautifully. This one does not. This one is actually going to be for your squirrel and your nuts. So you can see here it's the same width, so that would not layer. So you want to get the one that's going to layer, which will be this one. We're going to put it on the bottom toward the right. Let me just ink that up one more time because I paused, saw a squirrel, and then there we go. Go nuts. It's your birthday. Love it. And this card has a little bit of kind of a white resting space for your eyes. So it's not super busy 100% everywhere. You always want to have little breaks in your cards. Don't make them so busy that people get dizzy. Oh, I want that on a shirt. I just made that up. Don't make them too busy. How did I say that? I'm going to rewind this and do this. Rewatch this. Don't make them too busy so people get dizzy. There we go. Card lessons. Don't make them too busy so people get dizzy. Okay. I think I can remember that now. Thanks for joining me for this fun class. Oh my gosh. Okay, great. I have some right here. Yeah, I'm there. I need that too. All right, so I'm gonna like attempt to pop this up a little bit because my intention was to have this like up on dimensionals, but my dimensionals are running out. So I am going to be stalking the UPS man tomorrow when he brings my supplies. This is a good lesson. Do not run out of dimensionals, especially when you like to use them. I don't know. I guess it's one of those things that I thought I had a million of them because I order them all the time. And then I must have not ordered them for a little bit and then they're gone. Squirreled away. I got to squirrel away some more dimensionals. We're going to go ahead and put this one straight though, because we want to be able to read our sentiment up and down. So there we go. There is our go nuts. Now, what's missing from this card is the squirrel and some nuts. Now, if you didn't want to do anything with squirrel, this works really well. Again, it's a masculine looking card, right? A fall leaf would be beautiful on here, of course, because we're all thinking about fall right now. Anything masculine you can think of. These are really great masculine colors. But here is your squirrel, and here is our punch. So we're going to do some swirling and some coloring and some punching. We're going to do the outline of the squirrel. Now we're going in with the one-eared squirrel. So I got to find my one-eared squirrel. Here it is, outline and filler stamp. We're going to start with espresso. And if you're not really sure which way you should be punching your image, check to see, can you get a full punch in here this way? You can. And I like to leave a little handle here for you to hold on to so that you can stamp and punch. But if you prefer the top, you could get that in there. It might be a little bit harder to hold it from the top. So I'm going to recommend you set it like this way and stamp your squirrel over here to the right. Okay. That gives you room to hold on to it on the left. And you'll be able to slide that right into your punch and easily punch the squirrel out. No harming of the squirrels, just punching them out. That's different. Okay, so there's the espresso. We're coming back in with pecan pie. I like this color for the squirrel. This is like my first thought was just the pecan pie. So again, we've got the filler image. We're going to kind of just bring this down, line this up, look for his eye, keep the eye white, and look how cute. There's built-in white little spots on the squirrel on purpose. So don't think like you've missed some spots. And again, this one will dry a little bit later as well. Let me clean up this one real quick. We're on card number 2. If you're just joining us, this is card number 2 of the squirrels. Our first card, of course, featured purple because squirrels and purple go together really well. And we're going to just talk for a second about, as soon as I get this done, we're going to talk about how you can, if you wanted to, so do that from there. Now use this as a template. First of all, let's appreciate our squirrel. Look how cute. How cute is that? This could now be a template if you wanted to punch out and stamp and punch out the squirrel and the acorn at the same time. So how do you do that, you may ask? So you're going to grab your outline stamp, grab that off the block, photopolymer, and you're going to fit your photopolymer outline right here in the outline. Like think of this as a stencil. So your little guy is going to go right in there. Acorn, I already had mounted on a different block. You're going to put the acorn again right here in this little spot. And then you're going to grab a bigger block because you're going to need something a little bit bigger to pick this up. Actually, no, you know what? You could, oh yes, you can still get it all on this one. Look at that. Even better. Okay. So now you've got them both here because we put this right down over top. Now, if you were to stamp this and then punch it, let's see. A piece of paper. This is like a live demo. Okay. So you didn't know about builder punches. Builder punches are fun like this when they coordinate with a stamp set. So let's just do this. So now we're just going to go ahead and ink up at the same time. We've got our squirrel outline and our acorn, just like that. So they stamp together. And this stencil is something that I would leave right in the stamp case and pull this out anytime I wanted to use it. Now, when you line this up, you already, because you've lined up your stencil, you've got your acorn and your squirrel. Hopefully we lined this up properly at the same time. And here's another stencil, just in case you need more stencils. But here we go. And just like that. And this is off just a little bit. Now, if that happens to you, there's a good reason. So with photopolymer, it's very easy to manipulate and kind of push it and pull it outside of its normal lines. So you want to make sure that it relaxes a little bit and that you're not, kind of forcing it into an odd contortion. So that, in theory, is supposed to work perfectly. And that's what you would do. Of course, adjust as needed. If that didn't quite work out well for you, then you can adjust and Try again. Now, meanwhile, we're going to do some acorns because I want you to have lots of acorns to stack for the squirrel because the squirrel is going nuts. So you're getting a strip of white and you're going to need 4 for this card, but you're also going to need 1 for another card. So your acorn paper, I think I elongated it in my notes because you're going to need to get 5 of them on here. 1, 2, maybe we can do it. 3. It's going to be snug. We need a room to hold. We're going to try it. If it doesn't work, it's okay. I got more paper on standby, but your kids will have more paper. Now, we've got the acorns here, and all we're doing is we're just focusing on punching out acorns right over here one at a time. So there's 1, and you don't have to even worry about the squirrel because we're not doing anything with the squirrel right now. We're just getting our acorns. I just wanted to share with you how you can do this. Oh yeah, we can do this right here. And kind of squeeze it just slightly to hold it and manipulate it. Oh, nope. Yep. Right about there. Okay. There is all of that, right? Just like that. So if you ever get pieces of paper stuck in your builder punch, just continue to punch it until everything comes out. And then eventually you'll have all these little pieces out. And here are all of our acorns. Now we need 4 for this card. We're going to save 1 of our acorns for our final card. So you'll have those ready to go. Okay, let's color these. Now, this is also like super hard coloring because there's so much coloring in this class. I can't even stand it. I do like 2-step stamping. It just makes everything quick and easy. I'm going to color the bottoms of these acorns in crumb cake, and I believe I have the light crumb cake. I'll look at that in just a second. As soon as I get done doing all of my extensive coloring, so much coloring, my hand is cramping. Just kidding. Light crumb cake. And then I've got light peacock. And I chose blue for the top. Now, of course, you can make them traditional if you want to. But I feel like we're going nuts. So if we're going nuts, we might as well just be like really nutty. And this card features blue. So this pretty peacock color, just pulling it right in here with the tops of the acorns. Because why not, right? Super cute. And we're done. Oh my gosh. Love the coloring on this one. Okay, so squirrel's going to go on next. Squirrel's going to go on flat, right? So we're going to leave him here, but we also want to make sure he doesn't cover up the sentiment. You can see here, okay, pick up my glue and with my ribbon and do stuff like that. Squirrel. You can see that his little behind end here is going to fall off the little platform we have that's already kind of heightened over here. So we're going to throw a couple of dimensionals right here so that when we set him down, he's not going to tip over. Like we don't need a tipsy squirrel. No drunk squirrels here. So this is just going to be some adhesive here on the front end. And on the back end, he's going to have his dimensionals there to help hold him on there. There we go. So we want to make sure we're not covering up our sentiment. There we go. And now we've got to start adding in our acorns. So I actually started with the one kind of at the top of the page, a little bit of glue there, and I'm just going to layer that right about there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue right here, top of his head, and I'm going to layer this one kind of over top. Now, the one I started with, the middle acorn, is underneath the one I just did. Makes sense. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here on this section of my cardstock. And he's got one in his hands. And you can just kind of adjust that so it's not in the words. Maybe it's not quite in his mouth yet. Now, this last one, I actually use a dimensional on because I'm going to tuck it a little bit underneath my my layer here that's already high with dimensionals, heightened up. And it's just kind of go there. So they kind of sneak in there, just like that. That is the dimensional secret for my little squirrel. Isn't he cute? He went really nutty. And we're going to bring in some bling. I'm going to bring in something out. I love these dark. These are the pressed flower motifs. They're kind of a copper color. So they work really well when you're using darker, more masculine tones. I know that they say flower motifs, but they just kind of have like a little, a pattern in them. And I think that they're not necessarily feminine looking. So I think that works really well. But there we go. Go nuts. How cute is that? Now I have 2 of them here on the desktop. I would love to know if you like the original better with the plaid paper or if you like the dark brown, the espresso. Go nuts. I'm going to grab a sip of water. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you on here. So I'm wondering which one of these you guys like better. Our little squirrely is going nuts. That's for sure. All right, so that is card number 2 of our class tonight. We're going to jump into card number 3. We have a little bit of lag here, so I don't see any comments yet. So I'm going to assume you love both of them equally. And Michelle says the original. She likes the original better. I do. I love this paper. I'm not going to lie. I love that paper. This one is definitely more masculine even than this one, right? So there we go. Options. Options are always fun, right? It's good to have options. All right, card number 3. We're going to move on to card number 3. And this one has some fun little bits in it as well. This has got a few pieces that are going to be able to be ordered by everyone once the 3rd gets here. So these items right here come from the Peaceful Garden. Peace on Earth dies. That's where those are coming from. So even though it seems like it would be Christmassy, it actually works really well for all kinds of things. And then we've got some Everyday Happiness DSP here, some two-tone early espresso. This is gray granite. So we've got some really earthy colors here, a little bit of old olive, and you have everything you need except for the sample. Where's the sample? We would like to see the sample. My goodness, I just dumped out the other card. Okay, here we go. And Jess says the acorns are cute. Kathy likes both. You guys are doing good. Pat likes both. Okay, here's the next card. I was reading your comments while you guys maybe were looking at this. I was reading comments. So here's the next card. And this one says, it's your birthday. And I hope you guys saw the sentiment in your stamp set that said, it's your birthday, because we just use it with Go Nuts. That's right, kids. We're going to mask today. So sometimes you don't want the whole like, go nuts, it's your birthday, right? Like this one was kind of more playful. Go nuts, it's your birthday. But maybe you want something a little more, sedate. Maybe the recipient isn't necessarily looking for a pun, right? So you can just do very simply, it's your birthday. It's the same font right here. And I love that you have that option to do so. So we're going to talk about masking again, if that is something that's kind of new to you. So first we're going to go ahead and put our cardstock down. Now, if you were doing something completely different, maybe you didn't want to do squirrels at all, you've got some good options here. You've got some cute little bones to your card kit. Add a flower in here, maybe more something, thinking of you, whatever you like, right? You've got options. We're going to stick with the stripies here. It has a leaf pattern in it that I think works really well with our squirrel. So choose whichever side of the two-tone cardstock you like. I happen to like the lighter side of the early espresso. It's kind of reminiscent of chocolate chip. Does anybody remember chocolate chip? Stampin' Up color chocolate chip, not chocolate chip, the chocolate chip. We all love chocolate chips, right? I remember chocolate chips. Okay, so Stampin' Up once upon a time had a nice brown color called chocolate chip, and this lighter side of the early espresso two-tone cardstock reminds me a little bit about chocolate chip. All right, this is the difficult part here is putting all these parts and pieces together. So just bear with me while we add glue. So we're putting these together. We're not even going to stamp on this. Like this is awesome. This makes your life easy, these little kits right here. Lori likes the redo on the other card. That's awesome. It is a nice, masculine looking nature, right? We add on those browns and it just seems more natural to have those colors in there. All right, so let's see if this will work for me. I'm just being a little bit stingier here with my dimension. I'm gonna do this. You know what? We're going to be on to card number 4 here shortly. So I'm just going to keep going with this and we're going to just add in as many dimensionals as you like. So there we go. We're adding them in and we're just putting this onto the side over here of our card base, kind of lining up the middle of the top oval, if you will, along the edge of the chocolate chip looking two-tone cardstock. There we go. Okay, now we have a little bit of stamping to do because our leaf is here. Our leaf is done for us. Actually, put this on right now. This is a delicate leaf, so you're going to add just the tiniest bit of adhesive. And I say that, and I'm trying to tap a little bit out at time, but I feel like it's coming out more so than I like. Okay, that'll work. We're a little heavy right there. but we're going to just bring this in here on the side, just like this. So I'm going to flip this over, press it from the back, because if I put my fingers on it right now, two things are going to happen. First of all, probably all the ink from my hands is going to transfer onto the white label, and I'm going to have smudges. And secondly, it's going to just pick right back up with the stickiness and my fingers and all that. So there we go. That is done. Now we're on to our stamping and finishing up our cute little card here. So we've got It's Your Birthday. We've got a squirrel, and we are looking for some inks. So I'm going to use Early Espresso, and I'm going to bring in Gray Granite. And remember that acorn we did earlier? Remember I said we were going to do last card, the middle card. We did 5 acorns. We need a little acorn for this one. Now the acorn, in case you didn't even notice it, the acorn here is more neutral in color. So we're going to color that one in just a minute. But first I'm going to show you how I want you to do the stamping on this. This is a different size paper on purpose. So because we're using the punch, we're looking for one-eared squirrel. We're looking for the outline. And we're going to stamp it on the bottom of this paper going in an upright position. Okay, so there's our squirrel. And then we're going to do our filler in actually let's stamp It's Your Birthday. No, we'll come back. We're going to come back to that. Let's finish up the squirrel here real quick. We're going to do this with the filler is the Gray Granite on this one. So it's going to kind of look like a darker squirrel. So each of the cards, in case you're checking it out tonight, each of the cards in this class, the squirrel's a different color. So it just gives you options. Oh, that's horrible. I did not stamp that well at all. Can we do a do-over? Let's do a quick do-over. I feel like this is meant to be. Oh my gosh, I just stamped up the wrong one. Squirrel. This is fun. Actually, it's kind of fun to say squirrel every time you do something squirrely. Okay, let's start over. One-eared squirrel. Do-over in the ink. We're going to try it. Now, I can't guarantee it's going to be beautiful, but we're going to try it. We're going to try to line up a little bit better here. There we go. Okay, and I'm okay with his leg down here being not quite as filled in, but this is much better option than this one where he was a little off there. Okay, so let's go ahead and close up this one. And we're going to turn our paper over and we're going to bring in the stump. So if you've noticed, there's a stump stamp in the set, and we've used it right here at the bottom. So we're going to bring back in our Early Espresso. This is the same white cardstock with our we're going to punch our squirrel here in a second. But there it is. There's our stump on the bottom of that. It's a white paper. And now we're going to go ahead and punch our squirrel out. So again, we still have this great kind of label up here at the top where we can hold on to it. There's plenty of room. We're going to line them up in here. And as soon as you're happy with the outline, I feel like it takes forever sometimes. There we go. And that leaves our little stump right there. And we're going to do everyone's favorite thing, which is fussy cut. Here's our squirrel. He looks much better that way, doesn't he? This is so cute. All right, we're going to fussy cut that, color it, and all that good stuff. Let me just really quickly, while you guys are hanging out with me and enjoying it like immensely, this is a fun class tonight, right? We're going to undo the squirrel. We're going to unink the squirrels because I've inked up everything multiple times. Okay. I'm just going to remind you that shopping from the mini catalog is only a couple of days away. So keep that in mind. I know you guys are making your list. Hopefully you've gotten some catalogs in the mail for me. Now we're going to do a different coloring technique as soon as I find my tool. We're going to bring in the blender pens. So blender pens, something Stampin' Up! Sells. You get 3 in a package. This is actually what it looks like. There's 3 of them in there. They have 2 tips. The tips are exactly the same. And there's a kind of a liquid in here that helps you to color, basically. Now, this is stained, and it's okay that it's stained. If you wanted to know that there wasn't any ink on it, if you just color with it, nothing shows up. You'll see close up. You'll see it looks wet. It's a invisible ink. Let's call it invisible ink. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of ink here on the corner of my stamp pad, and I'm just going to start coloring with this. Now, as you color, when you first put it down, it's going to be really dark. But then as you go, it's going to lighten up. So you're going to get kind of multiple browns in here. And that's exactly what I was trying to do here with this. Now you could definitely grab your blends. Markers are going away in case you hadn't heard that fun news. So Stampin' Right markers will not be any longer once in current stock is sold out. So if you haven't gotten your markers yet, make sure you get them if you want them. But there's other ways to color. There's other things you can use. You can use colored pencils. So this is super easy, a little bit of coloring. It gives you some variations in the color because again, the ink goes on dark and then it lightens up. And then to remove the rest of the ink from this tip, you're just going to kind of scribble it on your paper until you don't see it anymore, like it doesn't show up. And sometimes it takes a while. And I'm actually kind of rotating my pen around because it's something that you have to get all of that out. I really inked this up, didn't I? Okay, now we're getting lighter here. We're getting lighter. It's almost gone. I can see that it's just about gone. So once you're happy with the fact that it's mostly gone, it's scribbled, you can go ahead and cap that and put it back in your container if that's where you're keeping it. What have you? There's lots of choices there. Sometimes I tend to see if something is stained. I will keep in mind that if I'm using a lighter color, I've got to make sure that there's no dark ink left on the tip. And then if I have a white or a lighter color stain, I'll use that on my lighter color inks and feel more confident that I'm not going to transfer the wrong color onto my project. So I'm just going to grab my paper snips here, which I am doing some quick fussy cutting. We're going to do the whole little stump here, this whole little piece of wood. And just like that, we have a little platform for our squirrel to sit on. And it's a really fun little platform for sure too. It looks kind of cute, right? Definitely adorable. Now those blender pens work really well again with the watercolor pencils. They kind of soften the lines of your pencils. And I need to find my Go Nuts sentiment. Go Nuts, that's not it. I just had it a minute ago. Ah, here it is right here. Go Nuts. Okay, did I clean this? Squirrel. We're going to clean it one more time just in case I didn't. Okay, this is where we're going to do our masking because I don't want it to say go nuts. I just want it to say it's your birthday. So I'm grabbing out some painter's tape. I keep some in my craft room. And all we're going to do is we're going to put this between where happy birthday comes up and go nuts comes in. I'm just kind of making sure it's kind of tucked in so that happy birthday is good to go there. And there we go. Now we're going to ink this up. And I'm not going to go nuts with the ink, right? I'm going to try to keep the go nuts toward like kind of off to the side. So you can see where I've got the extra ink. We're going to take that off before we stamp because we don't want that on there. And we're going to grab our sentiment piece here and we're going to just focus on it's your birthday. We're focusing on your birthday, especially if you're a September birthday baby. If you have a September birthday, don't forget my super special, awesome birthday offer where you can get 20% off one order with me for the whole month, like you choose. But you'll get to take advantage of that if you so desire. I like to help you celebrate your birthday. All right, so here's our two-tone old olive. We've got lighter and darker. And I'm going to share with you kind of how I put this together. So you're going to stamp whatever sentiment you want on here, and then I want you to trim it. We're going to kind of trim it snug. We don't have a lot of room on our card to fit lengthy words. So we're going to do that. I am giving you a longer piece of paper because I like to make sure you have enough in your kit so that you don't feel like you're, squishing things together. So we're going to just go ahead, once you've trimmed the ends, we're going to go ahead and glue this down onto the two-tone cardstock, your choice of whichever side you want up. Make sure that's adhered. And then we're going to come back through and we're going to angle cut again, mimicking the lines that we have here with our sentiment stamped piece. And there we go. That is exactly how you're going to put those two layers together and make them perfect every time. Now we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of our squirrel and the little log that he's sitting on. And we have our little, our leaf is laid out flat on our card. And that's on purpose because that would be really difficult to try to put dimensionals on and trim them that tiny. All right, so this is going to come down here at the bottom of this label. Just go ahead and put that on there. Now look, it looks like there's a tree growing out of a tree stump. Isn't that awesome? It's like nature. Okay, so squirrel's going on next. And then I got to show you a super trick. Okay, first we're going to put the squirrel on. Now you can choose if you want his feet to be like on top or underneath. I like him tucked in a little bit. And we're going to make sure that we still see some of the leaf coming up here in his tail. He's got plenty of room to come off of there if he wants to. Now, before you put down, it's your birthday, I want you to know that we have a layer that's dimensionalized with the label and a layer that's dimensionalized with the squirrel. So we actually have double layers over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get creative and we're going to trim 2 sections of the sides for this one. And we're going to just go ahead and put this like this. So this is layer 1. I want you to take the sticker off, right? So it's sticky. And then we're going to double layer. We're going to do double dimensional. So we're going to just put this one right over top. So make sure you take your stickers off in between. So now this is double high. This is like a double high layer. And this is going to come on right over here and come off this way. There we go. It's your birthday. And that way it'll lay across and it'll meet flat right here because we put the extra dimensionals up in there. Now he needs his little acorn. We gotta color this one in. This was our spare acorn. I am doing the base in crumb cake. Right here. This is a light crumb. And this is light pecan pie. Again, you can do whatever colors you want for these. I had to stop and think. In nature, the tops of the acorns are darker. And we're going to go ahead and put a dimensional on the back of the acorn. These minis, sometimes they come in handy. Like I would be reaching for a mini right now, obviously with acorns, but it's kind of funny that I'm complaining about the minis and yet there's a reason that we need them. All right, so this twine is coming into your card kit with you. You're getting, I think it's 18 inches right here. I'm going to cut 18 inches instead of 2 9s, but what I want you to do is I want you to like put it together and then cut it in half. So you've got 2 pieces of 9-inch string, and then I want you to tie your shoes. Fun fact, my grandson Edison is learning right now how to tie shoes. So he's going around trying to tie everybody's shoes. It's so cute. It's a good age. All right, and then we're going to put this on here with a dimension. So this is a great way to do your little knots for your twine. And I like a double twine. It kind of fills up a little bit. Got the dimensional, the glue dot right here on my pinky. It's kind of stuck. So I'm putting it right there in the corner. I'm going to find the knot of my bow and make sure the knot is just like right in there. And a double bow just kind of, it's freer and it kind of just fills up a little bit and it's swirling around, which I love, right? It should be squirrely. It's a squirrely card. Okay, so you can see depending on where the designer series paper is cut for your kit, you're going to have different images, more or less, on your design. We're going to bring in the 25, 27 in color flat pearls. And I chose the Secret Sea because I thought the dark Secret Sea worked really well with the gray granite and the early espresso, kind of these neutral colors we got going on. Bring in another big one here. Put another big one right there. So there we go. There is card number 3. And this is a more demure, maybe more mature masculine birthday card rather than go nuts. I mean, there is a time and a place to send someone a go nuts card. That is a fact. But if you prefer something a little bit more, mature or just more generic, then this, you can't go wrong with this one. So this is, again, nice, neutral, natural colors working really well with our squirrel. Hi, Kim. Glad to see you here. Okay, so Kim likes number 3. That's card number 3. And now we're going to do our finale card. And I got to pick up parts off the table behind me because I had stuff fall out of this one. This has got a lot going on in it. This is going to have also some more new, exciting sneak peek products that I'm sending to you. I love to send you the card kits with some of the sneak peek products in it. So, oh wow, I think this is pretty. But I like a lot of white on a card. Now, if you're not a fan of the white, then you can definitely change out the card base. You can color your sunflowers. You're getting an embossed sunflower piece. Some 2-tone cardstock right here, and this is Cajun Craze. And then you've got this cool die cut. Look how awesome this is. This is Cajun Craze. You're getting a couple of pine cones. So we're moving away from the acorns here, and you're getting some of these pieces right here. So all of these pieces in this kit, this is stitched labels. Love them. This is my favorite new die set. So again, available on the 3rd. And I'm going to pop this back over here one more time in case you're like, wait, I missed where you showed me all of the things that I was using. So this one is called Branching Out Dies. So these are the 3 dies pieces that you're getting here in your kit. You're getting your labels. This is kind of like pine branches, but I did it in cloud cover. So something different. A couple of pine cones, and then this really cool piece right here. Love it. And then the other dies in the set, which you're going to want. You're going to want these. So I'm just letting you know right now, you're going to want these. Labeling, perfect for every card that you'll ever make. Loving the labels. Okay, so there we go. I had to talk about those. Oh, I haven't showed you the card yet. Would you like to see? Hi, Barbara from Bristol, Tennessee. Great to have you on tonight's class. Thanks for joining us. This is card number 4, and this is our red squirrel. So remember, I said squirrels come in many colors. We have explored colors of squirrels all night long. And this is our last card, and we've used the final sentiment in our Fluffy Squirrel stamp set. Can't wait to see you again. So we've got that last little sentiment in there. And I just think this is really pretty, but that's just me. So if this isn't quite your thing, you definitely have enough pieces in your card kits. You have enough creativity that you could just change things up and really go nuts with everything that comes your way. So with your $50 order this week through Saturday in my online store, and that's after your coupons are applied and before shipping and tax. So $50 in product purchase. And of course, everyone's going to be jumping around to get that brand new stuff as soon as it drops on Wednesday. You'll be getting this card class in the mail. I will mail it out next week in case you're new and you are wondering how does this all work. So I'm taking orders. I'm cutting kits on the weekend. They typically go out Monday, Tuesday, the week following. And then the emails follow after that. So I will email you the PDF card recipes as well. So you'll have the written directions. You will be able to print them or save them, and you can follow along. So you don't have to rewatch this video. You can just follow the step-by-step directions, and you'll have some pictures, and you'll have the cutting measurements. So you can use these recipes for other cards as well. That's my favorite part. Sometimes I cheat, and I do the same thing. But you might not know that because I'm using different product in different colors. So sometimes they're very similar cards. All right, so I just glued some of this beautiful Timeless Plaid DSP to the two-tone cardstock, and I just realized that I used the dark on the bottom this time and the light on the top. Now over here I use the light on both. So that could be a thing, depending on what you have. Before we finish this up though, we're going to do some stamping. Our stamping is going to go on this white piece and our label. And I've done this squirrel I think pretty much every time in early espresso. Feel like you can't go wrong with it. It's a nice dark color. We're looking for a 2-eared squirrel outline. So we're going to stamp this right on the label, right in the middle. And then from there, you can add in any of those colors. Like this one, perhaps, will be Cajun Craze. Let me grab that one out right now. So this is our red squirrel is Cajun Craze. Comes with a free acorn, apparently. They're stuck to my stamp pad. All right, so we're going to go ahead and find the inner section of the 2-eared squirrel. 2-eared squirrel. Here it is, right here. 2-eared squirrel in the Cajun. We're going to go ahead and ink this one up. And we're going to focus again on the eye to make sure, hopefully, that we get that on there. I think I went up too high. He's okay. He's a little blotchy, but we're gonna stick with that. And then we're going to come back in with our sentiment. Can't wait to see you again. It's a very long sentiment. I'm going to go ahead and close up the Cajun Craze so I don't get crazy with that one. All right, so can't wait to see you again. We're putting this on early espresso on this nice white strip. These are my favorite way to use these. These are usually your scraps when you're making layers. You cut your white cardstock down and you have those 1/4-inch strips of white cardstock. I keep them in piles and I just use them whenever I can for sentiments. Now this is going to come here onto our sentiment piece. This is the same length as the designer series paper. I'm not actually trimming this. Normally I'm in here with my scissors and an angle cutting and all that good stuff, but I'm keeping it long, but I'm also going to keep it slightly toward the top, not like all the way up, but a little bit farther up than down and not quite in the middle. And that's because I want to get this next piece in, this really cool piece that I absolutely love. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to put this in right here along the bottom of the white sentiment piece. And again, this is very delicate. There's not a lot of spots you can add glue, so you just have to be really careful with it. My glue doesn't want to come out, so that means once it starts running, it's setting up quick in between classes tonight. And if I squeeze the bottle hard, it's going to come out, and it's going to come out hard. Let me see if I can get some out. Oh, there we go. Okay. We'll just get started over there. I just need little dots here and there, not even all of it. I don't tend to do every little bit. Okay, we're going to go with that. I'm going to just spread that out a little bit. Make my fingers extra gluey. It's going to be super easy now to put this on. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up along the bottom of that white sentiment. Just kind of keep an eye on where your letters are so that your little red dots don't go covering any of them over. And it will be longer than your piece right here. This is where I'm going to pause and just kind of wipe some glue off. Jess says card number 4 is her favorite. That is great, Jess, because I haven't even finished it yet. But obviously you're looking at the finished sample. I like this one too. I love these colors together. All right, so this is long, but what you're going to do is you're just going to trim from the back side. So just flip it over, trim off your ends flush to this right here. And yeah, we're going to try that again. I can see that I might need a little bit of glue there, the way that it ended there, right there on the end. Let's see if we can't just make that work. So there it is. It looks like this when you're done, right? You trimmed it up a little bit. Of course, if you wanted to put dimensionals on here, you could. I am not. I'm going to just put this down flat, and the next one is flat above it. And there we go. And this is a great way to use the longer sentiment, is to be able to put it all the way across, because I tried to put it on other cards. I even tried, I'm going to share with you. Sometimes I like to share things that this is stuck to my frame in front of me because I have dimensionals on it. But I tried to do something with this on the third card. I actually trimmed the sentiment apart at an angle and then put it on the green two-tone cardstock. Can't wait to see you again. So you can see it's got little dimensionals on the back of it, because I really could use this somewhere, but I chose to go in a different direction because I wasn't quite sure. But if you need to shorten up your sentiment, trim it into 2 sections, and you can do that. So I'm going to put that back up there, and then I like it the long way right here. So let's go ahead and finish this up because we are pretty much done. Make sure when you put your label die cuts together with the stitching that you keep the pretty side facing up, because there's a rougher side that it faces on the back. So you want to make sure you have the pretty side facing up. We're going to layer that on there. And the first thing we're going to do before we put our little red squirrel down is we're going to figure out where we want the cloud cover pine bough. We're going to call this kind of like a pine bough. And I'm picking up the blues in the designer series paper. So I'm kind of combining those kind of Cajun and blue colors. And so you might need to angle it more so than you think. So we're going to angle it this way a little bit more. I'm going to kind of put this on here to dry fit it so you can see where that is. And then maybe you're like, I want it out a little bit more. So maybe you're going to pull it out. Just like, I like it right there. Once you're happy with it, this is what I'm going to recommend. I want you to grab some tape and tape the end, just like that. And then you can come back in and flip this over a little bit and add just a little bit of glue here behind one of those branches, which is probably really hard for you to see, but I've got some glue right there, and I'm going to push this down and hold that for a second. It's going on the sunflower embossed piece. So sometimes it's a little bit, takes a little bit longer. We're going to do the same thing again. We're going to bend this back just enough to get some glue on it. And then we're going to push it forward. And then we have that adhered really nicely without having to go crazy with glue. I do recommend that you grab off the tear and tape here so it's sticky underneath. And we're going to put some dimensionals on here. And because we're at the end of the class, and because, this takes a while sometimes to do all these little teeny tiny dimensionals, we're going to get a little aggressive here, and we're going to put some big ones on. Big side ones right here. Trim some up. Oh, that one came off the middle, but that's okay. I need a couple in the middle anyway. So we'll put a couple in the middle. Just like that. There we go. Now next week when you guys tune in to hang out in class with me, I will have brand new dimensionals, and I will be so excited that I have brand new dimensionals. We shall all celebrate dimensionals together. So next week and going forward, I will be doing some classes at 8 o'clock on Monday using new product from the mini catalog and the online exclusives. I'm super excited to jump in and get going with a whole bunch of those things. So if you have anything that you really, really, really want to see, please message me or let me know, and I will try to do a class that interests you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this guy down right here. We're covering up that tear and tape that we exposed that sticky side to. So put your squirrely on there, just like that. And now you're getting these cute little pine cones. Now, if you wanted to, you could put the acorns in here too, but I just felt like these were really cute. And we're going to just figure out a couple. Oh my goodness, that's way too much glue. Okay, so we're going to bring in this scrap right here that has glue on it, and we're going to scrape some of that right up. We certainly don't need that much glue. Let's not be that generous. Okay, there we go. There are little slits in the pine cone, so that would just goosh right out of the pine cone and would be a messy mess. I can assure you. Now, oh, there it is. Okay, I was going to say, in the meantime, I've lost a pine cone, but there it is right there. So you can decide how you want to artfully arrange your little pine cones there to go in there with your little pine boughs. And then I think we're going to grab, no, not these, but these would work. Let's see. Do I have another pack? Oh, yes, I have these. So I was going with like the cloud cover kind of color here. This one is definitely more blue and pretty. These are the muted palette dots. These dots are my favorite dots right now. I love these colors. They're so pretty. So I reach for these quite often. But there we go. We've got our little palette dots in there. It's kind of helping to bring the blues to the forefront here on this card kit. And let me clean up my space here real quick, and I'll grab out all the cards, put them side by side, in case you jumped in late and didn't see all of them. Perhaps you would like to. All right, so here is our last card of the class. This is I'm calling this one Red Squirrel. Let me cover up my glue real quick because that could be a thing. All right, so here we go. Red Squirrel. And then we have kind of a darker gray squirrel right here. And then we have our pecan pie, our brown squirrel, kind of more chipmunky colors. It's fun to see all these. Oh, and we did switch out the paper there too. And then we have our light gray squirrel in the purple. So there are all of the cards. I'm looking to see. Hang on, I'm going to turn to my camera real quick so I can see what you're saying. Oh, this is so crooked. Here we go. Okay. Squirrels. There's all of our squirrel cards. So you can see here that if you didn't want to do a squirrel on any of these card kits, you could swap in another item, a leaf, a flower, what have you. But please let me know which of these cards is your favorite here tonight. I know that Jess said she liked the last card with the Cajun and the white. I really like that one too. But I know I have some friends here that really love purple. And I wanted to keep everything just kind of fun and exciting. And it was a really good class. It was a really good class. All right, let me transition to me again. So hopefully you can see me again. And let me get back over here to my Facebook page. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for saying they're adorable. I'm glad. Michelle likes number 4 too. I think a lot of you guys are going to like number 4. And I'm reading. Tammy likes number 2. That was a cute one. I do like that one. Thanks, Janice, for that great idea. I love getting inspired by you. I know that you say that I inspire you too. I think we all inspire each other. So it's fun to share that creativity. Whether you're actually physically sending someone a card or sharing pictures of cards that you made, that's all inspiring to others. So keep that going. Pat says, go nuts card. It fits so many people. That's hilarious. That makes me laugh. So that's awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining in. 3 and 4 for Kim. That's awesome. Again, if you want this card class in the mail this week, you're just going to place that $50 minimum order and it's going to come to you next week. And you can do squirrels or choose to not do squirrels. And if all you do is just watch this class for inspiration, then go nuts. Have fun. Case my cards if you love them and share those ideas. It's so awesome. I love reading your comments too, by the way. So I'm going to be popping this over onto YouTube later on tonight. So thank you for all of my fans over there on YouTube checking out my video. Hopefully this recorded well. Continue to be plagued by the tech. Don't forget the catalog, the mini catalog goes live, online exclusives, new kits. I have my card kit of the month, which I talked about at the beginning of the class. If you've missed that and you're on my email list, I will be sending you that information again with a link to order that if that's something that you want, rather than purchase product from me. Perhaps you're a demonstrator, a hobby demonstrator, and you want to get your product with your discount. This is perfect for you to get just a little bit of product that you're going to use right up, and then 4 card kits in the mail for a fun surprise, right? So if you have questions, please let me know. I'll be back again next week with another new class. I'm super excited. Hopefully my tech issues will be done by then. And I'm glad you guys had a good time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Until next time, stay inspired, create something beautiful, and share the love. Bye, friends.